My home field advantage is probably the crowd. If someone gets a wave, everyone's yelling and screaming.
I really feel like San Clemente's adopted me. Everyone's treated me like family here and been really awesome and welcoming.
As the championship tour hits California, the tour enters its next phase with unexpected frontrunners leading the chase.
There's really no holding back. That's the kind of surfing I like to do.
Have fun and enjoy this because it's not forever.
4 events remain for those hunting a final 5 spot in Fiji. Here at Lower Trestles, history will be written. This is the Lexus Trestles Pro presented by Outerknown. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Dawn Patrol. Man, it's so good to be here in Southern California in San Clemente. As we say good morning to Iago, Joao Chianca, everyone getting ready here for stop 8 of the season. Lulu fired up. Ethan Ewing's been trying out a ton of different boards. Sawyer Lindblad gets the surfer home break as a wild card in this one. And Jack Robinson, winner of Bells this year. I was chatting with Molly earlier. She's fired up. She passes by Jake Marshall. Leo's in the Red Bull Athlete Zone. Everybody's coming down here on Monday morning. And how about this? That whole look is going to turn bright yellow pretty soon. That's world number 1, Jordy Smith, with his best friend in the world, Damian Farrenford. As we come down to opening day, walking down the trail, it's beautiful. There's a perfect A-frame peak known as the epicenter for high-performance surfing, and we are so lucky to be here. Thanks for joining us, Joe Turpel, Rosie Hodge, who enjoyed some time in the top 10, a Triple Crown champion, Jesse Mendez. This is Rosie's home, though, these days. We've covered that over many years now, coming from South Africa. Your home break has been providing for a couple of weeks. There's been so much South Swell.
Yeah, I feel very fortunate. There have been a run of waves. I mean, we're right in the heart of South Swell season heading into June. It's the first week of summer holidays, and yeah, it's just so great to see a bit of energy on tap.
Jesse, you've got a lot of fun history for yourself competing out here in some big events over the years. Everyone gets really excited that they get to surf this high-performance playground. It's not just about airs. You can do the biggest combo of your life as well.
And that's the most exciting thing about lowers. It's just you can go left, right, you can do whatever you want. It's really whoever is most creative and more consistent is going to take the win this week, or maybe next week. We'll see it. So
a lot's been happening in pro surfing. Remember, the cut was Margaret River at stop 7. This is stop 8. So flying across the world here to Southern California. A lot of waves to surf in this part of the world. San Clemente, one of the hottest beach towns in pro surfing, providing so much talent that ends up making the tour. And Trestles has always been one of those great playgrounds to really rip, go fast, try airs. You can basically do the first turns of your life at uppers and all these really friendly waves up and down the coast.
It's so consistent. I mean, there's always a wave up and down this little stretch of cobblestone reef as we see those waterways that feed the San Mateo Creek and really fill in all the gaps of the cobblestones and give it a little bit of sand and create this perfection, Jesse.
I mean, it's really second to none as far as high-performance surfing, and it's beautiful for you to be able to kind of have almost no advantage to a goofy foot or a regular foot. It's a very plain field, and surfers are going to go to town, and we're very excited to watch that.
Always love the summertime in this part of the world. South swells, southwest swells. Sometimes that little west has a little bit more power than the straight south. That's exactly what you're hoping for, and that's exactly what we have in the cards for the waiting period. Rights, lefts, great looking forecast, all the elements combining for a great event. And remember, we're post-cut now, so the tour has shrinked. We could really take advantage of the best days on the forecast.
I think we need about 3 full days to run this competition. A lot of swell on tap. I can't wait to see whether we get underway today.
Well, let's make it official. We'll say a big good morning to Chris Cote with Jesse Miley-Dyer.
Well, in Southern California, of course, the question that everyone's been asking for the last month, when is Trestles going to go? Well, we've got the ultimate expert here on the beach, Jesse Miley-Dyer. All right, so it's a misty morning down here at Trestles. What's the call?
So we're actually on hold. We're going to be on hold for a little bit down here. There's obviously, that swell that's coming tomorrow, and it's meant to pick up through today. But, like you say, it's a little bit misty. It's a little bit, a little bit flat here with the energy. So we're going to be on hold for another hour or so, and hopefully get a start.
Well, and speaking of that good energy, Jesse, before I let you go for the day, just saw the announcement that you're going to be stepping back from the WSL.
Yeah.
But I have to say, on behalf of course, myself and surf fans and professional surfers everywhere, thank you so much for everything you've done for competitive surfing. Of course, the legacy that you're leaving the WSL with and the competitive landscape has been massive. I don't want to get too emotional down here this early in the morning, but just thank you so much. And maybe you could just give us a little bit of an update as to what's next.
Yeah, look, it's been a wild ride for me for sure. I've been here for 13 years now. I've had an awesome time. I've loved every second of it. And, for me, coming off the Pro Tour and getting to work at the WSL has been, a dream. Can be pretty tricky as a retired professional athlete to, find that pivot and to, work into something that, you're really passionate about. So I'm really grateful to have been able to do that. And, obviously coming from the women's tour, there's been a few things that have been really close to my heart. Equal prize money was a huge one. Rising tides always. But, the expansion of the women's tour and, getting to watch that play out in Margaret River and having extra women, I was like, I think that's everything that, I really wanted to see. So I'm going to step aside and, looking to, have a bit of time off for sure. And it's been amazing, I will say as well, the outpouring of love. I've had so many amazing messages, so many people actually that have kind of hit me up that I probably wouldn't have ever dreamed would. So, I'm grateful there's great things in the works for me, and I'll always be a fan of the WSL. And but I'm not, I keep saying to my team and the surfers, I'll always be here, I'll always be around, I'll always be surfing. It's a big part of me. So, yeah, it's awesome. Thank you so much.
Well, big things coming for Jessie Miley-Dyer, but I think for now, Jessie's just going to go get barreled for a while. So congratulations, and again, thank you so much. Back to you guys in the booth.
Well deserved. Thank you, Chris. And once again, join us in thanking Jessie Miley-Dyer, doing so many great things off the top of her head. Just groundbreaking changes to pro surfing, and now she deserves quite a few surf trips. We'll continue thanking her throughout this waiting period and beyond for all she's done for our sport. And I think with some good energy like that from Jessie, we're getting good waves too. So Surfline, the official forecaster of the event, saying we've got a lot of options. This slow rise of this south swell, we're seeing it this morning, but good things happening this afternoon and even tomorrow.
I know it's supposed to slowly build throughout the day, southwest swell, which is ideal for here. Obviously the left and the right works very well. We do have an incoming tide this morning, so it's probably going to help it push throughout the day. 4 to 6 foot faces this afternoon, a little bit of an onshore, which is very usual for here. And then tomorrow looks like a very good day, the next day as well, and also nothing better than, looks very promising for the end of the week and the weekend coming up. Sunday most likely being the best day, so yeah, we have an exciting week ahead of us.
Love that. You're talking about tomorrow looking incredible. That's when the color turns purple, 5 to 7 feet, then 4 to 7. So much size in the swell, and it's consistent through every day. So I think we're probably going to be looking at a lot of options throughout the week to get the best in the world out in the lineup. Jordy and Gabby, world number 1 at the moment. As we've been talking about the man from South Africa, is it the year of Jordy Smith? All signs showing that way. More on him right after this break. Thanks for being with us on Dawn Patrol. What a year it's been. It's flying by, 2025. Look at all the different winners we've had this season, Rosie.
Yeah, I mean, the dominance of Italo at the beginning of the season. He was unbelievable in Abu Dhabi. Cool to see Iago getting a win so early, Jesse.
Yes, it's very exciting always to see Iago back on the board. And obviously, Jordy, it seems like Italo's just going to take off. And then Jordy kind of caught up and just smashed everyone. Everyone's like on the back of the mirror for him right now.
And then Jack getting upset early at Pipe. He really had to work hard for that win at Bells. Got his first bell. And then the Toledo comeback story, one of the best finals we've seen in a long time at Burley. And how about the big man once again?
I mean, just to get multiple wins in a season, something Jordy hasn't done in his career. That to me is baffling, thinking about, you know, all that support and all that momentum he had coming in early in his career, and to see him really peak this season has been great.
And like you were saying earlier, Jesse, it did feel like a runaway season for Italo, and for Jordy to use his maturity, his experience to find this kind of rhythm, to take yellow off of a fired up Italo. It's making this title race really exciting.
Man, the tour is all about momentum. You see people kind of just launch and then everyone catches up. Like it kind of happens that a lot. Like rarely ever you're going to see someone go from beginning to the end just ahead of everyone. It happens, it does, but yeah, it's expectable that they're going to catch up to Italo at some point.
Lowers has always been a happy hunting ground for Jordy Smith. Going back to 2010, he hasn't failed to make at least the quarters, 3 finals and 2 big wins.
Yeah, definitely an event that Jordy would be looking at the schedule, liking his chances. You think about who he is in the final with and who he's beaten. Yeah, he beat John Florence, he's beaten Jill Parkinson, runner-up to Filipe Toledo. This guy has a lot of good memories coming in at Lowers.
What's Jordy Smith's surfing at Lowers mean to you, Jesse?
To tell you the truth, he's my favorite surfer at Lowers, and he has been for the past 10 years. I think just the pace, how he surfs the wave, it suits the wave very well. It's a slower pace wave, and his maturity, the way he draws line, it really suits this wave, and the progressiveness as well. He's been one of the most progressive surfers of my generation, and yeah, it's just fun to watch. Match made in heaven.
And it's happening now. 18th season on tour. He was a favorite to win the world title as a rookie. He had that reputation 18 years ago. What's changed? Rosie, I know you've known each other since you were little kids competing around the world, but there's this extra magic he's got going on.
When I look at Jordy, it almost reminds me of when he was a teenager coming into events with nothing to lose. He's got this easy freedom, happiness about him, and he's definitely got the self-belief that comes with 18 years on the championship tour, but then also that easy, fun feeling and enjoying his moment on the championship tour.
Loves his job, and it shows. And he's wearing bright yellow. We've got to see if anyone can stop Jordy. For more on that, let's say good morning to our friends Kaipo Guerrero and Mitchell Salazar. Morning, fellas.
Morning, Joe. Holy Toledo. We haven't even talked about Filipe yet, and that's a great subject, Mitchell, because to me, he's a groundbreaking surfer out here at Lowers.
Definitely our last regular season champion right here back in 2017. 2 world titles decided right here at this very break. More importantly, though, he's winning 3 out of 4 heats, averaging more than 16 points every single time he pals out.
I just love he brings the speed, the innovation, the progression. Filipe Toledo, 77, he's one to not ignore, especially when you're putting up your fantasy team with surfing like this.
And I especially think, as you pointed out, the agility, the versatility that he has, both going right and left. Whether it's big or small out here, Kaipo, he always has that extra gear to go to, especially when it comes to these waves on the right-handers. He is going to be difficult to beat. Look for him to get his 2nd victory right here in this season.
Yeah, I'm putting him on my fantasy team. Filipe Toledo, that's a tip from me. Put him on your fantasy team. Remember, fantasy teams lock at the start of the opening round. So set it and forget it, gang.
Well, he's on my team, I can tell you that. Tier B surfer, too, so even easier to get.
Yeah, number 7, you know, underneath that final 5 conversation right now, but this is where Filipe Toledo can really make up some ground, Mitch.
100%, and the next 3 events, too, are spectacular for him. He's definitely looking to make it back into the top 5 and look for world title number 3.
That's right. Well, we're going to take a break right now in Dawn Patrol. When we come back, we're going to talk about another favorite at Lowers. We're talking about the defending champ, Katie Simmers, when Dawn Patrol continues.
2025 kicked off with a veteran 2-time world champ taking out Katie Simmers in the final of Pipeline, and Katie answered back at stop 2, Jesse.
It's so fun to watch Katie every time she stands up on the board, and I mean, I can't wait to watch those 2 go down. Obviously, in these conditions here, suits both of their surfing very well, and yeah, it's always very fun.
Pretty exciting season. Now it's top 8. Gabby Bryan really starting to shine.
And we had some regular winners. I mean, we had the world champs that took out a number of victories, but so great to see Isabella take out one, Betty Lou, Sakura Johnson do so well. Love the look of Luana Silva making some finals, but Gabrielle O'Brien has been so consistent.
It's just a whole new feel to the tour, isn't it? When you have first-time winners like the Betty Lou story, Isabella winning bells, calling that the best day of her life. As we break down the top 10, remember, it's all heading towards the final 5 at Cloudbreak. Jesse, what are you seeing here?
I mean, obviously, we always talk about the top 5, but I want to mention Luana Silva. Like, we've mentioned a few times on live broadcast that she maybe didn't know how good of a surfer she was, and now she figured it out. I spoke to her about 2 nights ago, and I was like, congrats, and I was so proud of what you've achieved this year. And she was like, I broke through, you know, like she broke the ice, and now she's here to stay, and this wave just behind us suits her very well, so I'm excited to watch her.
Great call, and also just 1 spot out of the final 5. Caroline Marks, who's really at home these days in San Clemente.
Definitely. I mean, she'd be looking to make up that ground. She's had, you know, some disappointing results by her standards at El Salvador, a couple in the Aussie trebles. So, you know, she came into this event as a young wild card at about 13 years old in 2017. She calls this place home now. She won her world title out here. So Caroline's going to be feeling all those little home comforts and a lot of support.
But remember what happened last year? It was all about the world title. Katie versus Caroline. That was exciting. Got a little fiery, too, in a fun way. It's a great rivalry. Let's see if we get to see that happen again. Katie Simmers, just amazing talent, winning a world title last year at Lowers, now getting to surf it for the first time as a regular season event.
Yeah, so fun to see Katie. I mean, like you said, there was fire last season in this WSL Final 5. Caroline Marks took out that first seed in a clutch performance. Katie got fired up and answered back, clinched her maiden world title, and just incredible. Jesse, we were talking about, you know, Oceanside, San Clemente. That's always a fun topic.
Yes, I was just about to mention that, and it's exciting, you know, like you have that battle in between the cities. Obviously, they're just one by each other, and everyone's claiming they're the best. So let's see what's going to happen in the water this time.
Let's focus on the ones that have already had success out here in the past. Remember, it's been the venue for the World Title Showdown the last 4 years, and so we got to see Katie beat Caroline in that 3rd title match last season. Caroline won her first world title the year before. And then when you look at Tyler's win, that was a regular season event with the entire top 17 at the time. And Molly Picklum, those are final stats, finishing 5th in 2 seasons. And also Lakey Peterson, 3rd place finish in the regular season. And by the way, Lakey's been on fire this year. Maybe some of the best form I've seen her in a really long time. But a lot of firsts as far as CT events are concerned at Lowers this year.
Yeah, we talk about, you know, that CT experience out here, but not to forget that a lot of these women have had amateur experience out here at Lowers with the U.S. national titles. Looking at this, Isabella Nichols, probably one of the women that hasn't had any experience in a jersey out here.
That's a pretty young list right there. Average age that you saw there for first-timers, 21. That's incredible. It's a whole new movement on the championship tour. Coming up next on the show, we've got to celebrate the GOAT. Yep, Kelly Slater suiting up in the jersey once again. The 53-year-old is looking for a 7th victory at Lowers. We'll be right back. Let's bust out the WSL vault and let's talk Kelly Slater, the best of all time. 56 CT wins, 6 of them at Lower Trestles. As we look over all the years, the different boards he rode, stickers. Wow, what a legacy, Rosie.
I mean, some of the most iconic memories is Kelly Slater competing here at Trestles. It really was the announcement of him becoming a professional surfer. This being one of his first victories when he turned pro. It's amazing. I'm stoked to see him in the event, Jesse.
I mean, I'm so excited to watch him surf once again here at Lowers, and the guy's the GOAT. He finds barrels out here. He's done one of the best airs we've ever seen. Maybe not the best, but the most incredible, like regrouping, laying down on the board and coming back up. It's just impressive. He always has a wild card under his sleeve, and some of the best rail surfing we would ever watch.
You're seeing so many different eras of his world title races, from the AI rivalry he had, crazy rivalry with Mick Fanning he had out here as well, and just turning in groundbreaking high-performance performances, winning 6 times. You think about those 56 wins, 6 of them here, 6 on the Gold Coast, 8 at Pipe, 20 of his wins at those 3 venues. That's over a third. This is a serious part of who he is as the best of all time.
And I think over the decades that he's competed out here, his average result is a 5th place. So that is incredibly consistent and just cool to see him in the mix. The last time he won was 2012, which wasn't that long ago.
You want some face-melting stats for the morning?
Always.
For our little Monday here. Kelly, stats at Lower Trestles are unbelievable. These are real numbers that we're talking about. We mentioned the 6 wins, but look at those excellent scores. That's 8 or better. 2008, that was a world title year for Kel. 12 excellent scores in that event, including a 10-point ride.
And the crazy thing about it, I always like to mention, it's easy to have good stats in 1 or 2 years that you're on tour, but for 30 years, it makes that much harder. So you have to be that much more consistent to such a long period of time. And 6 events wins, like we mentioned before, it's just impressive to watch this guy up here.
That most recent win for Kelly, that was back in 2012. Just missed out on the world title that year. That was the year Joel Parkinson won. Kelly was runner-up in the world that season. Great to have him back in the draw, as he has Marco Migno, who had a dog named Kelly Slater when he was a kid, named his Chihuahua. Now he's going to get that matchup he was hoping for with also world number 1, Italo Ferreira. Remember, lock in your fantasy teams. You don't have time to watch the opening round like we did the first half of the year. It locks as soon as that first heat starts. Next call is going to be at 9:15 local time, and it is 8 o'clock, just about 7:59. So stay tuned. Tide's filling in, Southwest is filling in as well, and we're looking forward to potentially a big start on opening day at the Lexus Trestles Pro, presented by Outerknown. We'll see you then.